Really cool.
Hey everybody, welcome to OddPod. I'm Dan, and this is my top 10 most played Mega Drive games.
Somewhere on planet Earth, a scientist creates the ultimate machine.
At last!
A machine that will give him the power to journey into the Mega World. With thousands of colors, 16-bit graphic technology, and 10-channel Mega Stereo sound. The most advanced video game system in the universe.
Yes!
Mega Drive from Sega.
So some of these games on my list are my favourite Mega Drive games, but some of them just aren't. They're just ones that I played so much as a kid. So let's start at number 10. So at number 10 we have James Pond Free. I played this game a lot as a kid. I don't even remember if I played James Pond 1 and 2. I might have done, but I just remember playing James Pond 3 the most. And I actually checked before I did this list gameplay footage of all three of them to check which one it was, because I just remember playing a James Pond game a lot. And it seems to be it was number 3 that I played a lot as a kid. I don't really remember it that well. I don't remember playing it properly either. I just sort of remember messing around in it a lot and just jumping around and finding things and stuff. So that's why it's number 10. It's just one I played a lot but didn't really play, if you know what I mean. At number 9 is Altered Beast, and this is the first game I actually remember renting from a video store place. It was called Jack Beanstalk Video, and yeah, I'm pretty sure Altered Beast is the first game I remember asking my mum if I could rent. Usually I'd get Simpsons videos and movies and stuff, but yeah, this is the first game I remember, and I got home with it and it was amazing. I absolutely loved it, and I just remember I never got that far in it. I think it was like level 3, something like that. I think it's when you turn into a bear. And I'd always die, every single time. I only actually completed it when I went back to it the last few years, but as a kid, I played this game so much, but every time I think Altered Beast, I just think the first level, the wolf level. That's all I really think about. Or the boss, I think it's in the second level with all the eyeballs that shoot out everywhere. Past that, I have no actual proper memories of it, but it is one of those games, and I think a lot of us did it back in the day where you'd play the same few levels over and over, and because there's no save files or anything, so you just play them over and over again. So after I rented it, I'm pretty sure it might have been my mum or grandparents that actually bought me the game, and yeah, I'd play it with friends, I'd play it on my own, and I'd just play it a lot, but it would be the first 2 levels every single time, but I just thought it was great. You power up slowly, and then you turn into a wolf or a dragon or a bear or whatever's after that. If there is anything after that, I don't know how many levels, I can't remember. Is it 4 levels, 5? I can't remember. But yeah, Altered Beast is number 9. Great game. At number 8 is Sonic the Hedgehog, the first Sonic game. And you might think it's quite low down on the list, but yeah, I guess I played the other games that were in front of it more. But I absolutely love this game, and I just love Sonic. I watched the Sonic cartoon, I had Sonic on VHS, Sonic posters, Sonic everything. I absolutely love Sonic. But the thing I remember, this is why I played this in my top 10, I played it the most. It's not because I played like the whole game all the time. I'd play it in debug mode. I'm pretty sure it's up B, down B, left B, right B, and then you hold A start. I'm pretty sure it's that one, because I'm pretty sure up C, down C, left C, right C is when you can choose any stage. I might be wrong though, it's been 20 odd years. But yeah, I would go into debug mode, and debug mode is basically you can just make your own levels in a way. You can choose, you can turn yourself into rings and make hundreds of rings, or you can turn yourself into springs or enemies or anything like that, and you can just spawn loads of enemies. And basically I just designed crazy levels and stuff like that. And yeah, if you've never tried debug mode and never heard of it, definitely try it out. It's so much fun. It does make the game, it's like I've tried a few times when I was a kid, like spawning like 100 piranhas or something under a bridge. It does go very jittery and slow. But it was just so much fun. It was something I'd never seen in a video game before, where you can literally go into the video game and change the way it looks. I'd never seen that in a video game before, and not really since that much, that I know of anyway. So this is the only game that it was such an amazing discovery. I can't remember if it was a friend who told me, or if it was on a TV show, but I was just blown away that I've been playing this game so much, and then someone told me, oh, by the way, you could just go into the game and do it yourself. So yeah, I used to build little pathways and bridges and put enemies around there and stuff. It was so much fun. So yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog is number 8. At number 7 is Tiny Toon Adventures Buster's Hidden Treasure. And yeah, really like this game. There's not much I can say about it really. It's just a game that every time I think Mega Drive, I think these top 10 games. So sometimes they're not necessarily my favourite games ever. It's just one I just remember, it just comes in my head when I think Mega Drive, or Genesis if you're in America. So yeah, Tiny Toon Adventures Buster's Hidden Treasure is one that I really did like, but it's not necessarily in my top 10 favourites. But it was good. It was Tiny Toon Adventures. I absolutely loved Tiny Toon Adventures as a kid. And you play as Buster, and no, it's one of those games again. I never got that far in. I never completed it or anything. I just played the same few levels over and over again. I liked the music. I liked the characters. I liked the way it looked. It looked really nice. That's pretty much it. It wasn't that much more to it really. But yeah, that's my number 7. At number 6 is Cool Spot. I absolutely loved Cool Spot as a kid. If you don't know who Cool Spot is, he was the mascot for 7-Up in America. I don't think we had Cool Spot in the UK as the mascot. I think we just had Fido Dido. I'll show an image of him. But I don't think we had Cool Spot as in 7-Up mascot, but we did have the game. There was a second game as well, and one for the Game Boy too, I believe, but I never played those. I only ever played the first one. And yeah, loved it. And again, you might see a pattern here, but it was another game that I played the first 3, maybe 4 levels of, and then I turned the game off, and then when I turned the game on again, I'd repeat those levels again. Never bothered with passwords, writing them down, or even if there were passwords in the games, I'd just replay them again, because they were fun. So yeah, I really like Cool Spot. I played it again recently, and the music, I used to like the music as a kid. Not that into the music anymore for this game. But I still like the game, it's still playable. You shoot what I'm guessing is like bubbles, maybe 7-Up fizzy bubbles or something. And yeah, you're just a little spot and you've got to go around rescuing your other little spot friends. You start at the beach and then you go to a pier and I think you're in like a basement or something, as far as I remember. But yeah, he was a cool little character, I really did like him. I do remember drawing him in school quite a lot because he was kind of simple to draw, he's just a spot with sunglasses. But yeah, I do remember drawing Cool Spot in school quite a lot, so I must have really liked that character. But yeah, Cool Spot, number 6. At number 5 we have Bubsy. And it's strange now that I've seen reviews from YouTubers and stuff like that recently that this game is not liked. And I loved this game as a kid. I played it so much. I don't know if it was just because it was kind of cartoony and I'd loved stuff like that in the 90s, or I don't know what it was, but yeah, when I see reviews of it nowadays, I've never seen anyone say anything really good about the game or they really loved it or anything. It's usually quite negative. I understand Bubsy 3D, that's deemed one of the worst games ever, and it is pretty much, it's a terrible game. But the first one, and I never played the second one so I don't know, but the first one I liked. I don't know if that was just because I was a kid and I don't know better, because I haven't played it for a long time. I do have it, but I haven't played it for a long time, so maybe I do need to do a gameplay of it sometime. But for now, yeah, in my memories, I absolutely loved Bubsy. The only thing that annoyed me as a kid was he never had a life bar. It was just a one hit and you're dead. But the thing that made up for that is he died in cool ways. Like if you hit that ground too hard, you'd go into like an accordion or you'd splat, and you could crack into little pieces if you got hit. So it was kind of like very cartoony ways of dying, so I kind of like that. It was entertaining. But otherwise, yeah, you just jump around. It's a normal platform, you jump around, and you beat up enemies. It was pretty simple like that. But yeah, I just didn't know there was so much hate for this game. But yeah, Bubsy, number 5, I liked it. At number 4 we have Aladdin. Aladdin's pretty special to me because that's the game that I first got with my Mega Drive that I got for Christmas in 1993, 94, I think it was 93. And yeah, for Christmas I got Mega Drive and it came with Aladdin. And I played that game, like all these games, ridiculous amount, wasted some, oh I say wasted, I loved it. But Aladdin, it was such an amazing game, and I never played the Super Nintendo version because I never had one, but apparently that's not as good, and usually it's the way around. A lot of people say like, oh, the Super Nintendo version's better, but it seems with Aladdin, the Mega Drive game is a lot better, according to reviewers. I've never played it. But yeah, I absolutely love this game. The animations are beautiful looking. I'm pretty sure it was actually drawn by the actual Disney animators, just like the Lion King game was. I think, if I'm wrong, please comment below. And the music, it's all the Aladdin Disney music, but in 16-bit, absolutely brilliant. And just every level, amazing. It was just such a great game, and I think even today it's reviewed very positively and remembered very positively, just because it was a great game. Another thing I do remember, because it was one of those games again, where I play the same few levels, but then I learned the cheat. Let's see if I remember the cheat. It was, I'm pretty sure you pause it and then just AABB, 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 and you just keep doing that until I think a noise happens, and then you can just go to the next stage, and you can just keep doing it to go to the next stage. So I did complete the game, but by cheating. But yeah, the only thing that's frustrating that I remember from this game is the carpet ride level, where you're on the carpet and you got the lava coming behind you. I always found that one quite stressful because things are just coming at you so fast. But it was such a great game. Every level was unique and different, and yeah, I'm sure a lot of you absolutely agree with me that Aladdin for the Mega Drive, absolutely brilliant. At number 3 we have Earthworm Jim, and I'm pretty sure this is another one where you'll all agree that it's an amazing game. This one might be actually one that people might think the Super Nintendo version was better, but I don't know because I never played that version. But I loved the Mega Drive version. I loved the music, just the way it looked. It was so different. When I first played this game, it was so different from all the other games that I played. It had this weird humour, there were fart noises, the music was amazing, it was just so strange and crazy. Absolutely loved it. And yeah, just everything about it was great, and then it spawned a cartoon which I absolutely loved, and then toys which I had all of. Yeah, absolutely loved it. I went crazy for Earthworm Jim. It was so cool. And I'm really upset that I never got to play the second one. Just never saw it at the shops, never came across it. I didn't know about it till I grew up a little bit and never saw it as a kid. So yeah, I don't know if it was any good or better. I have no idea. But the first one just is so good. And like I said, spawned the cartoon, spawned the toys, and I loved all of it. I just absolutely loved Earthworm Jim. At number 2 we have ToeJam Earl Panic on Funkotron. This is the sequel to the first ToeJam Earl game. It's kind of hard on this because a lot of people, when they think ToeJam Earl, they think the first one. That's the best one. I didn't like it. I played it as a kid and I just didn't know what I was doing in the game. I was just sort of confused. And I liked the music. The music was really funky, but everything else I didn't really know what was going on. I was just a bit confused and stuff. So I did end up getting the second one, Panic on Funkotron, for Christmas, and I remember looking at it thinking, oh no, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this. And then I put it on and it was a 2D side-scrolling platformer type game, and I absolutely loved it. And I still play it to this day because I have the HD remaster for PS3 and I still play it. It's absolutely amazing. And the first few things every time I think ToeJam Earl Panic on Funkotron is the cow ghost is one big thing, where the cow ghost goes inside ToeJam or Earl's head, and it makes their head spin. They do a cow noise, absolutely brilliant. The boogeyman who comes behind and goes boogie boogie boogie. Just stuff like that. It always made me laugh. The music, it's some of you might know I do a podcast called Dan's Retro Game Music, which I play retro game music on, And I do mention quite a lot that ToeJam Earl Panic on Funkotron is the best game soundtrack ever. And I can't even remember if it's exactly the same as ToeJam Earl 1, but I always just stick to it. Panic on Funkotron, best video game soundtrack ever. It's so funky. Absolutely love it. I even had it on my iPod when I had an iPod and don't use Spotify. I had the whole soundtrack on my iPod, listened to it on like the way to work and stuff like that. Absolutely loved it. It was such a great game. If you never played it, basically Earthlings have crashed on Funkotron, go and catch them in jars and put them back on the ship and send them back to Earth. And there's loads of different unique type of humans. There was like photographers that would flash into your eyes and blind you for a second. They were like, I think they were cheerleaders or some sort of annoying girl that kick you in the shins. And it was so amazing, really funny, and the characters were great. So yeah, ToeJam Earl Panic on Funkotron is one of the big games that when I think the Mega Drive, that's one of the first ones that pops into my head because I played it so much. So before I get to number 1, I thought I'd mention 2 games that didn't quite make it to the list. They almost did, and they did hit the list a few times, but I had to take them off. So they are Aquatic Games is one of them. Aquatic Games is kind of like an Olympics type game starring James Pond. And I've got such vague memories of it. I do have the game, but I haven't played it since I was a kid. But I just do remember playing it a lot. It was one of those ones where there was like loads of just sort of different Olympic events like swimming and stuff like that, and you just sort of tap buttons. It was just one of those games where you tap A or A and B like together and you just run and stuff like that. It was one of those type of games, and it was very frustrating, very difficult, but yeah, I loved it. I had no idea why. And the next one is Sylvester and Tweety. It's another game, yeah, I just remember playing so much, but just not as much as the ones on my list. But yeah, absolutely brilliant game. The whole premise is you're Sylvester and you've got to chase Tweety, and each level is different and unique in a different place, and some of them do come back to early Looney Tunes episodes and stuff like that, so it's kind of nostalgic as well. Absolutely brilliant. It's a really, really good game, but it just didn't quite make the list because the other ones I just did play more. So my number 1 is Haunting Starring Polterguy. Some of you who know me might have guessed that this one was coming. I do mention this quite a lot. Haunting is one of my favourite games of all time, but my favourite Mega Drive game. Basically you play as a character or a ghost called Polterguy, and you've got to scare this family called the Sardinis, and I'm pretty sure they killed you somehow. I can't remember how, but you died because of this family. And you've got to scare them out of every house they move into. So as soon as they move into a house, you go in there, and everything that flashes a certain colour you can go into and haunt, and make sure they're in the room and they can see it. And then you can turn a dartboard into an eyeball that bleeds. You can turn the floor into a lava pit, and just loads of that. You can turn a toilet into a little demon that throws poo at them. Loads of crazy stuff. It was such a weird, and it was one of the first games I ever saw proper gore in as well, because it was a bit, I think it was in the second house where you can go into the shower, and then the shower would open and be a torso on hooks dripping with blood. And it was crazy. And on the front cover, it doesn't have any sort of, I don't think it's a 15 or an 18 or anything, but there were some gory things, like heads getting chopped off, and there was a bit where there was a rotating bookcase, and a guy put his arm through, and his arm gets chopped off, and you hear a scream. Absolutely crazy, crazy game. And it's another game that I've mentioned it to people in the past, and they've never played it, or they don't remember it, or don't know it, and it's a shame because it was such an amazing game and so unique, and any kid back in the 90s would have loved this game. So if you have never seen Haunting Starring Polterguy, either go and buy it now or just check out some footage, or you can check out my review of it that I did last Halloween. So yeah, Haunting, it's such an amazing game, and yeah, that is my number 1. Every time I think Mega Drive, that is the very first image that comes into my head, is just Haunting. I absolutely loved it. Such a great game. So that is my top 10 most played Mega Drive games. Really hope you enjoyed it, and please let me know what your top 10 most played Mega Drive games are too in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, etc. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye!